Okay, I'm going to do a live stream today. It's still digital. It's not marketing, but it is digital. I'm going to do a live stream on my role as an associate lecturer at a university in our area, the apprenticeship degree. I had an email today, so it's still topical. As I said, it's a daily digital update, which said, "Dear Elliot, please find attached the names of your students who'll be starting as a cohort on Monday, the 1st of October." And so what I thought I'd do is I thought I'd tell you a bit about what the apprenticeship degree is, and then I figured I would tell you what I actually do as part of that. So, first thing, what is the apprenticeship degree? It's a standard. It's the people I teach and the people I look after and support and tutor on the core module. They don't pay for their own course. That's one of the main differences. It's paid from the levy. So every large company, I think you have to have £3 million payroll or more. They pay into a levy compulsory payment, and that money can be claimed back by the employer in terms of training and used to pay for, amongst other things, the apprenticeship degrees, of which there are plenty. There are 100 plus topics that you can study as part of an apprenticeship degree. Works for the student because they stay in work. It's in work, so work-based or work placement learning. So they keep their job, they have their job, they get paid, they have an income. On the other hand, they do actually have to do the degree, and they do that remotely. So it's done online, it's done using Moodle, and it's a series of, there's weekly sessions where they will cover different topics. Like in this particular degree, there is digital marketing is one session, but there's also the normal stuff like SWOT and so on, but there's also things like balanced scorecard and things. What else we've got? Financial sessions, HR sessions. The idea being, when this was briefed to us, so we were asked what we thought would be good content, let's put it like that. And the brief to us was, you're out there doing consultancy all the time, you know what businesses want, and what do you think? And so we said we would try to have material that was real, that was topical, that we use all the time. Consultancy tools. So that a management graduate could not only manage people, but also understand all the layers of a business from director up, strategy and so on, all the way down to, I don't know, I'm trying to think of some of the other things we teach. There's 18 sessions. The legal implications of contracts, for example. Yes, and that's what the apprenticeship degree is. It's an opportunity for employees of larger companies, £3 million payroll plus, to study whilst they're in work, because they have to work evenings, and they have to have study time, which they are given to do the study work, and they don't pay for the course. The employer pays for the course out of the levy fund that they claim back. So it's pretty good, I think, as an offer when you consider how much money some students borrow to complete degree studies. Lots of different topics. The one I'm involved with is business. So what's my role from Monday when the new students begin? It's to welcome them. There is an induction week, just like there would be on any course, even if you attended the university. So there's an induction week where I will be introducing myself. I do that by phone and by the power of digital, by using Skype and YouTube and things like that, so that we get to know each other through the screen. I'm not sure that's, well, that's how we do it, through the screen and through phone calls. I will always speak to people. Distance learning, online learning, I still think you need to speak to people to maintain that relationship. So next week I will be introducing myself to them. They'll be introducing themselves to me. There'll be a few tasks they have to do to explain who they are, but mainly that's about me telling them this is how this works. And it's a system and a process that has to be for distance learning. Basically, there's a Monday beginning where we release the learning material. There'll be a webinar every couple of weeks where we will spend an hour and a half online like this, having a learning discussion, talking about the topics they've covered, letting them ask me any questions, me giving them feedback on or giving them an opinion and insight into how you use theory in practice, which of course is what my job is as a consultant, is to do that, and to support them. not just with the academic stuff. I'll be their personal tutor too. So if they have any issues, they come to me. I love it. I do. It's one of the favourite things I do. You get to know some enthusiastic people. It's all about learning. You pass on some insight that you've got from your experience, but also it's going to sound a bit odd probably, you're constantly learning, because what you do when you do your job all the time is you remember the bits of the theory which are relevant to what you do all the time. Whereas when you actually have to teach a comprehensive business module covering all different topics, you can't turn up on the Wednesday webinar and not know everything about that session, having read all the material again and to gone through all the theory, because you have to be prepared to answer any questions. So it's like I do the course again every 6 months or every 3 months, and have to relearn, go over all the theory again. That is an excellent exercise for someone like me in a business like ours, because it makes me revisit theory. And the risk is, or certainly before I became an associate lecturer, you wouldn't do that. You would have instinctive ways of working, and you would have adapted the theory and evolved it to make it work in different business scenarios. And that does work, and that is what you have to do. And that's what I'm hoping gets passed on or transferred to the students. Is the theory is one thing. Knowing the theory and remembering the theory is not how you create business advantage or productivity and so on. It's you take the theory and you adapt it and make it suit your circumstances and scenario. So I'm heavy on that. If I'm talking to a student, I will be heavy on that. I say, right, we're going over the theory. Do we understand the theory? Let me give you real examples where this has been used, not ones I've read about, ones I've done and ones I've seen. And you know, when you've worked with however many businesses, quite a few, then you've seen most things applied, I think. You know, when you're sort of into thousands of companies, then you've seen a version of most things tried. I think I would never. That's why I keep saying I think is you should never assume you've seen it all, because you really haven't, have you? So I certainly haven't. But I've seen a lot of different theories applied with differing degrees of success. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing next week. Is I'll be contacting the students, introducing myself, telling them a bit about me, finding out a bit about them, why they're doing the course, where they work, and so on. All these questions about their workplace, and I will be setting or embedding the process we will be following, a learning process, which is release the learning material, complete activities, webinar, feedback, and then in the new year, I will mark their work and grade their work under the degree, and my job is to ensure that they've been supported as much as possible to achieve the best possible mark they can. And that's my whole goal, is to make sure they perform and learn as much as they can, as high level they can. Yeah, I love it. Working with the universities is interesting, different, but interesting and quite exciting. And you're always learning. I don't think I've ever gone to the university to visit someone and not been embedded in a conversation about some thought process or some system or something somebody thinks or something different. You just don't do that, do you? In the say kind of the warfare of real business, but you know, in the day-to-day doing work for people and doing business, there is no time to stand back and think. Oh, it's hard to stand back and think and say, what can I do better? What should I be learning? You should always be learning. But the university is excellent, because you're living learning, and you're transferring knowledge, and you're having to be on the top of your game, because you, just like any teacher, right? You have to be prepared to answer any question that may come up. Doesn't mean you can, but you have to. I will be doing part-time basis. Starting Monday, I'll be meeting a brand new group of, I've done this like 3 or 4 times now, a brand new group of students. And after the 6 months, we'll know each other pretty well. And hopefully it'll be a great experience for everyone. So that's the apprenticeship degree. I think it's pretty exciting myself as an opportunity for businesses and people. Probably a bit biased, but I do. You know. It's a chance to do degree level work, achieve chartered status as a manager um, without borrowing a lot of money. Yes, and that's what I'll be doing. What I have been doing today is preparing to launch the core module next week for a brand new group of students who I've never met, and I can't wait.